Well, it is here as promised. MLB The Show 20 franchise mode for the New York Mets. March 26th is supposed to be the real opening day for the Mets, but because of the delay, we will have the virtual Mets make their debut with me playing. Full disclaimer, I am not a great player. Let's get that out the way. We are not here for great gameplay. We are just here because we are Met fans. We want to talk about the Mets and we want to watch the Mets. As far as my settings, I try to do stuff as sim-like as far as cameras and the hitting and the pitching. I imagine the Mets are going to wear, not the black jerseys, the Mets are going to wear the regular uniform because that's what they normally do. They don't really change it up too much, so we'll do it like that. We will have Jacob deGrom obviously making the start. Now, as far as the roster, I'm trying to do it as realistic as possible for what March 26th would have been like. So, obviously, no Noah Syndergaard after the Syndergaard news. But as far as when we get to the hitters, no Cespedes because I didn't think he was going to be ready. No Conforto because of the oblique. No Jet Lowry because we never get any updates on him. So for the roster, these are the guys I had fill in. I went with Cordell because he did pretty good in spring training, so he deserved a spot. Eduardo Nunez has a lot of position versatility. And then Luis Guillorme, he spent a good amount of time with the Mets last year in the beginning of the year and the end of the year. Had that big home run against the Nationals. Tomas Nido, because I'm pretty sure he's out of minor league options, and the same goes for Matt Adams. He's a veteran, so I think he could have made the roster since they have the 26-man roster and they have all these guys injured. This is what I went with. This is also the lineup I went with because we saw some of this in spring training. I know we don't want Cano hitting here, but it's what the Mets would have done most likely, so this is what I think it could have looked like. I mean, I have Dom in left field. I don't love this defense at all, and it's actually wrong, by the way. Oh, God, I got to fix this. Okay, there we go. That's better. So then we got JD at third and Jeff McNeil in right field. Again, defense is not great. I mean, having McNeil out of position. JD's not a great defender. We know that Dom Smith does not belong in left field. But when you look at these other options and just the way the team is constructed, that's what you're going to have. So let's get into it. Got the starting lineups here. See what the Nationals are going with. They have Ryan Zimmerman batting eighth, which I don't agree with. I feel like the Nationals would bat him higher. They also have Eric Thames starting, which is interesting. No Key Boom. I know that's a guy that the Nationals have talked about potentially being their third baseman of the future with his offense. Howie Kendrick hitting third. That's pretty high in the lineup, especially in front of Juan Soto. But here we go, opening day. So we got a full crowd, and that's one thing I'm also not sure. How many people have even been there? Would we have even been allowed to go? I don't even know. I feel like this might have been an empty arena game on March. I really hope that once baseball does resume, that we do get to go to the games, because I actually really want to go to the Saturday game to get the bobblehead. That would have been a lot of fun, but we'll see what happens there. And the main thing is the safety of everybody, the players, the fans, so I understand what they're going with. Here we have the Mets pitching numbers. ERA was one of the better ones in the National League. Saves, not so much because the bullpen was so bad. The Mets always do a good job with keeping the ball in the ballpark. That's why they had the low walks allowed. As we get a look at Jake the Great. And, of course, Mr. Max Scherzer, always a tough customer for the Mets. Such a good pitcher. You know, the guy we have to see. Like, I mean, of all people, this is the person they're going to show coming out for the introduction. One of the things that stands out real quick is the graphics. I mean, you look at Cano and Rosario. Dom Smith is an improvement from last year as far as graphics. Nemo looks really good. Ramos even. So we got to look at deGrom's numbers. Obviously, the Cy Young last year, ERA, low twos. Good strikeout to walk ratio. Record not great because the Mets don't give him enough run support. But I'll do my best to give Jake some runs. All right, let's hop into it. Here we go. Again, we're going with classic just to make it more of a sim. First pitch of the season is low for ball one, and we are underway. The 1-2 from deGrom. Struck him out. One down. Got him with that high cheese. That's one of the things deGrom does really well is elevating that fastball, going above the launch angle. Gets Trey Turner there, one out. Now, one of the other things I did as far as difficulty, I put it on dynamic because I'm not sure what difficulty I should play on because, like I said, I'm not a great player, and I just put it on dynamic. This way, the game can kind of decide exactly what difficulty is right for me. So these first few games, oh, wait a second, I got to focus. Come on, make that play. Oh, JD with that lollipop arm still gets him 2 out. But the thing for me is that, like I said, since I'm not a great player, I want it to be kind of realistic, so I know that these first couple of games, I'm probably going to score a little too much, so the final score isn't going to be exactly the way it should be, but as the season progresses, the score should get, closer and closer, and there will be losses and what have you. But nice quick 1-2-3 from Jacob deGrom, so let's see what we can do on the offensive side of the ball. And now we see Max Scherzer, who was once again one of the finalists for the Cy Young, one of the best pitchers in baseball. Numbers pretty similar to deGrom. I think with the strikeout to walk ratio, Scherzer missed some time. His ERA is a little higher. Record is actually really similar, which is surprising considering how good the Nationals are. But they also had their bullpen troubles, and their record wasn't much better than the Mets. So here's Jeff McNeil. I'm swinging first pitch because we know that's what Jeff would do. Uh-oh. McNeil gets a good swing in there. High, deep right field. It's out of here. Oh, baby. Jeff McNeil leads off the Mets with a solo home run on the first pitch from Max Scherzer. That's one of the things that Jeff McNeil did really well last season, was attacking on that first pitch. And when they threw him a first pitch and it was in the strike zone, good chance it was leaving the yard. So McNeil did a really good job of that last season, and here he is doing it this season. So that's a nice first batter of the season, getting a home run for McNeil, the squirrel. I'll take it, 1-0 New York. As we get a look here, we're going to find out the exit velocity and whatnot, or we're just going to get a look at that sweet swing. Oh, here we go. Let's see the stats. 96 exit velocity, 388. I didn't even see where that ball landed. Was that up? No, it just got over. But it's a good shot. Here's Brandon Nimmo. So unlike McNeil, I think this is pretty interesting the way these guys combine. Is that Nimmo is a guy that takes a lot. Like, I'm taking this first pitch no matter what because that's what Nimmo would do. I might take the second pitch too, but still, the fact that you have somebody at the top who is so aggressive like McNeil, and then somebody who is so patient like Brandon Nimmo. I wish I would have swung at that, but here we go. Oh, up the middle. Base hit for Brandon Nimmo. So the Mets are off to a good start. Runner at first, nobody out, and Big Pete Alonso stepping up to the plate. Oh, Alonso socks it left field. Caught by Juan Soto. Timing was good, though, and the pitch was over the plate. Get a look at Cano's numbers. Not having a good first year. Average was too low. Everything was too low. Especially the RBIs, considering where he was batting the lineup far too often. Third, fourth. Right behind good hitters like an Alonso or McNeil. So Cano definitely has to be better. That first year of the trade does not look good for him or Diaz. Ah, man, I got under it. I don't know why I thought that pitch was a little lower. My bad. See what my guy JD could do. Oh, left that one over the plate. Juan Soto is everywhere. But the Mets do get a run on the home run by Jeff McNeil as we go into the second inning, 1-0. I'm hoping this isn't like the real Mets where I only give deGrom one run. I'm going to try to do better than that. So deGrom started off the inning the way he ended the last one with another strikeout. I do hope you guys enjoy this series. This is the first time me recording any kind of gameplay at all. Struck him out. So I do hope that everything comes out okay as far as like audio and that it's entertaining and enjoyable for everybody. I'm open to feedback. And you don't have to tell me how bad I am because I already know, so that's a waste of time. Here's the 2-2. Struck him out. Jacob deGrom strikes out the side and has 2 scoreless innings under his belt. So here is the Buffalo, Wilson Ramos. As a National, he definitely always hurt the Mets. I am glad that he is a Met, having some offense at the catcher position. I'm still not crazy that the Mets want to try to change his swing, make him elevate the ball more. I like the way he is, even though he does hit too many ground balls to the left side like that. The fact that he was able to be close to 300, he had such a great second half with that long hitting streak. I think that is very important to this Mets team. Now Smith hits one on the ground. Oh, nice pick by Zimmerman. Gets it to Scherzer, 2 out. Ryan Zimmerman, he was really good for the Nationals last year. Definitely better than I thought he was going to be considering his age and how he looked like he was on the decline. But, you know, he definitely helped them win their World Series, so give him credit for that. And Rosario pops it up. 1-2-3. We go as well. I guess I'll try to take some more pitches because I have a much better chance against the Nationals bullpen. That should be the Mets' approach against Washington, is like take as many pitches as possible, because we know how good their starters are. Relievers, not so much. I mean, that's one of the other interesting things, is that like the Mets, the Nationals had the bad bullpen, but they were still able to overcome it because they have Ashuba Cabrera lining singles up the middle. But still, it's just that the Nationals, they still were able to make the wild card, and the Mets, they only missed them by a few games, and we know they were able to win the World Series and all that. But still, I just think the Mets' approach should be to try to get to their relievers as soon as possible. I mean, when the Mets had that series late in the season where they beat them those couple of games before they blew that game on Sunday, courtesy of Ashuba Cabrera and that mishap that the Mets had at first base, the Mets attacking the Nationals bullpen was a big part, especially Sean Doolittle. 2-2. I'm going to try turn 2 here. Alonso, Rosario, back to Alonso, double play. All right. Way to erase that single. Graphics on Alonso are very good as well. Take another look here. A good old 3-6-3 double play. One of the things I did like a lot in the spring training was when they had the players mic'd up, McNeil and JD and Dominic Smith and Alonso. I loved that. I felt like it made the broadcast so much more enjoyable, because one of the things about baseball is there is a lot of downtime in between pitches where, you know, hitters have to adjust their gloves and the pitchers have to, you know, scratch their side or whatever. Like, there's just so much that goes on in between pitches and shaking hitters off and stepping out, and it's just like so much in the commercials and the reviews and the challenges. It's just like a lot. So having that happen during the game made it more enjoyable. And I hope that they could kind of implement that a little bit during the regular season, as Robbie Cano looking like Jeter. Oh, man, inning over. Oh, wow, what a play. You know, that's one of the other things, is that I know SNY is doing their version of this. And this is something I've been thinking about for a little bit. So I'm going to do it regardless, because we are still just trying to have fun here. That's the main thing, is to have fun. It's something we should all try to do in life, especially with what's going on in the world. But I saw that they're trying to have maybe Gary Keith Iran do it. If they do, that makes it a lot more enjoyable, and, you know, it's going to be better than what I'm doing. But still, I mean, I'm trying my best to make it as I can, you know, by myself and what have you, whether it is as a writer or a sports broadcaster, whether it's sports radio. And if somehow this gaming thing blew up, I would do gaming. I am a open person. I try to be as versatile as I can. You know, whatever's going to provide for me and my family is really my main thing in life. As McNeil cracks another one to deep right field. It's out of here. 2-0. Jeff McNeil with 2 home runs in this game, giving Max Scherzer a tough time. And it's now 2-0 New York. Nice job by Jeff. And he's another interesting guy, because I'm really curious to see what kind of McNeil we get this season, because you think of Jeff McNeil, who he has such a high batting average in the first half. I mean, he was right there for the batting title. And then in the second half, his batting average slipped, but the home runs went up, but the OPS was the same. So I'm curious, are we going to get more of an average Jeff McNeil or more of a home run-driven Jeff McNeil? I think that's going to be very interesting. Personally, I've said it before, I like the average guy, because the Mets have home run hitters with guys like Alonso and Conforto, and if Cespedes there, he's going to hit home runs. Even somebody like Ahmed Rosario hits home runs. So I do think that for the Mets to be the best selves, I think that having Jeff McNeil have a high average is good for this team. As now Nimmo drives one to deep right field. Back goes Eric Thames looking up, and it's out of here. Back to back. Brandon Nimmo now leaves the yard, and the Mets are now up 3-0. Nice shot by Brandon Nimmo. So all of a sudden, the long ball biting Max Scherzer. That's going to be another interesting thing to follow this season. How is the ball going to hold up? Is the ball going to be juiced? Is it going to be back to normal? That's going to be something really important for every team. You know what I mean? We've heard guys complain privately. Somebody like Edwin Diaz really struggled with the long ball, saying that, you know, maybe that's why he has such a bad season, was because of the different baseball. So we'll see how it looks this year. Alonso, slow grounder. Trey Turner, 2 out. Oh, now Robinson Cano, perfect. Drives one to deep right field, upper deck. It's out of here. Oh, solo home run for Robinson Cano. Now the Mets lead 4-0. this is what I was saying about the difficulty. I mean, it will get better as the year progresses. You know, as I start to mess up or whatever, it might come back down because, again, I am not a great player. But, you know, still, it's fun that we're at least just watching a little bit of the Mets and we're talking about them. That's the most fun part, because one of the other interesting things to see is, like, when is the regular season going to start? Will it be against the Nationals, or will it be whatever date they decide, and that's going to be the Mets' opponent? Maybe it's a game against the Braves or another team. Like, I think that's also going to be something interesting that baseball is going to have to consider, because I don't think they're going to be able to get 162 games in, because if the season does start, wait a minute, that was deep left field. Oh, caught by Adamine. But the thing is that, like, if baseball does start in the summer, whether it's June or July, they can't go 162 games, because then you're looking at November or December, and that's just way too late. You can't play baseball in that kind of cold weather. So I think that they're not going to be able to get in all the games, so it's going to be interesting to see which games they do decide to pick. I've heard people talking about potential doubleheaders, and I don't know if that's something that the players would be for, because, you know, the whole reason why this season has been delayed is for the health of players, and if they have to play a lot of doubleheaders, that's not going to be good for their bodies long term. Now the 2-2 from deGrom. Oh, God. Struck him out. The ball gets away. Ramos rights to Pete Alonso. 1 out. Trey Turner with that 98 speed. He's definitely a guy that can fly. And one of the interesting things right there is one of the new developments in baseball, the way these stadiums have been built. The backstop's not being as long. I mean, you think of how quickly that ball bounced right into Ramos' glove. Back in the old days with some of the stadiums, they were so much longer that plays like that, it would be a lot easier for Trey Turner to potentially reach base, or something that stands out even more is like on a wild pitch where the ball goes to the backstop for runners to advance. I mean, runners were able to advance a lot more often in the original stadiums than they are now. And maybe that's so they could seat more people. We know how much these sports are business and money driven. Struck him out. But I just think that's something really interesting, seeing the way the game has changed. 1-2. Struck him out. Inning over. Another scoreless inning from Jacob deGrom. Ramos goes up the middle for a base hit. Good way to start off the inning with that nice 0 speed. Jeez, I know Ramos is slow, but golly, he's really slow. As I strike out here, a nice curveball from Scherzer. Oof. Oh, Rosario puts one in the gap. Caught. Oh, man. Almost had a nice little extra base hit there. Not sure if Ramos could have scored, but going to put us in good position. Okay, here, I want Jake to swing the bat for fun. I mean, deGrom's a good hitter. We know the struggles the Mets have with bunting. And think of how hard it's going to be to bunt Ramos over with 0 speed. So I'm just going to let Jake swing. By the way, that was a bad call by the ump. That was inside. Ah, pop. So that'll do it. Jacob deGrom pops up, and that ends the inning. Oh, yeah, let me see a nice replay. Oh, wow, what a beautiful pop-up. Thanks, I needed to see that again. Oh, boy, here we go. I'm spamming X. It's not working. Oh, nice Scherzer, 2 different colored eyes. I mean, I knew that in real life. I didn't know they added that in the game. That's pretty cool. Wow, come on, ump, where'd that miss? See, the guy agreed with me. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, boy, Wasona. Woo! Nice field by Alonso. 1 out. Man, oh, man, that was a hot shot. And here is the 1-2 from deGrom. Got him. Look, is the 2-2 from deGrom. Struck him out. Side retired. 5 scoreless innings from Jacob deGrom. One of the great things, I know this is not the real Mets, but no commercials. So nice. Makes the game go by a lot quicker. Especially with the way I just keep. No way! Jeff McNeil, his 3rd homer of the game. Home run in every at-bat for McNeil. Oh my gosh. Ooh. Now Nimmo drives one. Deep right field. Back goes Thames. He's got it. They're having like Gary Keith and Ryan now. So are they going to do every game up until when baseball starts? Because if they do, I kind of hope they get compensated for that, because that's really asking a lot out of those guys who are such established guys in their broadcasting careers to announce like a video game. As Alonso puts one deep right field, Eric Dames looking up, and it's out of here. Alonso going opposite field as the Mets extend their lead to 6-0. Obviously, I'm saying it's out of here and struck him out like Gary Cohen just to make it a little more Mets-like, you know. Oh, and they're going to pull Max Scherzer. They're going to go to Tanner Rainey. All right, well, here's where the fun begins, going up against this Nationals bullpen. Disclaimer, I'm going to swing at everything just to speed this game up, not make it like, you know, 20-0. Not that it would be, because I'm not good enough, as you can see. I stink, but still, I'm just going to try to speed it up a little bit for all of us. Oh, plunked out. Asdrubal Cabrera. Slider broke in too much. Oof, sorry, Cabby. It was not intentional. Too bad the Mets couldn't re-sign him. I would have liked the Mets to have brought in Cabrera instead of Jed Lowry. That would have helped them out so much more. They would have saved money, which we know how important that is to them. They actually would have got someone who was on the field playing, and playing okay. I mean, it's better than not playing at all. Cabrera, they had another chance to get him late in the season, but he was kind of disappointed because he wanted to come back to the Mets, struck him out. His kid is a Met fan and wanted Cabrera to be back with the Mets. So it just stinks that they didn't do that. And you know what? He made the right move going to the Nationals, getting a World Series ring. So shout out to Cabrera. And now shout out to Alonso, who kind of boots it, but he's able to tag the pitcher. A successful sacrifice bunt. I was actually going to second there because one thing about Cabrera is he does not have much speed. But I give Asdrubal so much credit because that was a nice call by the umpire helping me out. But the way that Cabrera would hurt his knee, and he wasn't 100%, but he tried his best, and he did well for the Mets, especially offensively. When they went to the wild card in 2016, Cabrera's a big part of that. Alonso is just having a what the heck is going on here? Oh, sorry, guys, I got to focus. The thing I liked about Cabrera, though, is that he played a different position every year with the Mets. He played short, he played third, he played second, so I give Cabrera a ton of credit, and good for him. Oh, no. Oh, no. I need you to... Oh, Dom Smith. Oh, God, off... What? Gone? Oh, crap. I'm too busy talking. I got to shut up. 3-run homer from Adamy, and this game just got interesting. Wow. I was going to jump, but the ball, like you saw, it was on the wall. It was not going out. It was going all over the place. And that's one thing about the Mets. The defense is not great, and neither am I. So, oh, man, this game just got crappy. Off. Howie Kendrick's a tough out. Another guy that definitely gave the Nationals a big boost last year. He's given them a boost for a while at an advanced. Oh, no! No. Back-to-back homers. Oh, my God. I'm blowing it. Nope, hold on. I gotta get someone warmed up. Oh, man. Yeah, just looking at the splits right now, I'm gonna warm up Wilson and... Familia for now, but I'm probably gonna actually no. Good chances. Okay, one thing is I'm not sure if I mentioned it. I have Diaz as the closer only because I do think that the Mets are gonna give him a second chance, whether we like it or not. At least for the beginning of the season. I'm just completely messing up right now. This is driving me nuts. But still, I think that that's what the Mets are going to do when the regular season does eventually start. And you know what? If Diaz is not good again, that'd be a big problem for the Mets, and Lugo could end up being the closer again, or maybe Betances if he does good. So that's going to be something interesting to follow as well. The way the splits are looking now, you have to go to Betances here.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for the Mets.
So here is Dellin Betances' regular season Mets debut. See how it goes. Oh, God. This is, you know what? This is going to be really interesting because the way Betances' control is all over the place, and with the way Classic is all over the place, this, in a one-run game, this is just not what I was hoping for. I better not lose this. Oh, man, I'm getting nervous now. I don't like this. Here is the 1-2 from Betances. Low. 2-2 from Betances. Struck him out.
Now batting, third baseman. Cabrera.
Oh boy, see, this is what I'm talking about, man. The pitchers are going to miss. This is going to be a problem. You have to consider some defensive replacement soon. Maybe
The first baseman.
After this inning, let my guys get a couple more ABs before I bring in Marisnik and not Guillorme, but probably just Marisnik. Make that play, JD. Actually, I might have to bring in Guillorme for JD or bring in somebody for Alonso with the way everyone's just butchering the ball.
Ladies and gentlemen.
All right, so the Nationals going to a pitch here, Starlin Castro. I don't know what pitch I picked, so I'm just going to step off. I mean, a one-run game, the way it's been going, I cannot take any chances here. Real quick, that little bar that popped up before that pitch, the way the camera gets all zoomed down and everything, how do I get rid of that? If someone could let me know, that'd be great. Come on, up. Now is not the time for these ridiculous calls. Give me some help here. Whoa. Make that play, flying squirrel. No. 2-2. Oh, I don't know why I got nervous. When I saw that ball leave the bat, I heard it. Rosario, if you don't... Oh, my God. What was he doing? I swear I was getting under the ball. What was that? I was moving him. He was not moving. Oh, boy. It's going to be one of these games, huh? Oh, this is going to be quite the series. I hope you guys are enjoying this because I am not anymore. This is ridiculous. Oh, please, McNeil. Yes. Oh, my gosh. This is insanity, man. I can't believe that happened. So at this point, I was really frustrated because after that Med Rosario play, I was just all the way flabbergasted and very angry because now, after I had this game in the bag, it is now tied. And I'm using Share Factory for editing this, and I didn't realize there's a amount of times you can split a clip because I'm trying to make this thing as quick as I can so it's enjoyable for all of us. But at this point, I have reached the split limit, so I'm going to do a little bit of commentary right now because in the real recording, I'm not saying anything right now because I'm so focused and I really have got to get back into this game. So it's just that this is kind of a theme that happens for the Mets a lot, where these games are in the bag, we're chilling, we're nice, having fun. Then all of a sudden the game gets really aggravating, and you're just like, what happened here? Why is it now a tie game after they had such a really nice lead? I thought I could just swing my way out of it and make the game move right along. But now I have to be dead silent because of how angry I am at how the game has transpired, because I really thought I had it. So let's try to go back to the real thing now. So I'm still not saying much here. I'm still so angry that I just got a routine ground out from Brandon Nemo after I thought I was doing so well, and now it's just going bad. Early in the season last year, the Mets had some shootouts in Citi Field where they were really high-scoring games. So I mean, this isn't exactly the I'm not too busy talking. This is exactly the fashion I expected, but Never Sorry play really is so annoying. I know I was moving. I literally was moving him into the spot, and he just was not getting under, and he drops it. And the runner scores. That's so ridiculous.
One ball, two strikes.
Oh, I should have swung. Oh my gosh.
The batter number 24, second baseman, Robinson.
You gotta be kidding me. And you know what's making me really mad too right now is the fact that I literally recorded the entire other version of me doing this, you know, opening day and what have you. I win the game. It was like 6-0, whatever, 7-0. I forget what it was. But now all this ridiculousness to happen, and now we have a tie game in the 8th inning, and now I'm probably gonna lose. This is really driving me nuts. One thing I want to give MLB the show props for, other than the rest of this craziness, is that they did fix Seth Lugo's delivery from last year. It does look more like his, so that's cool. They had him kind of sidearm, and this is going to be a hit. I'm trying my best not to scream, but I'm getting very frustrated here. I was getting frustrated, that's for sure. If this happened in real life in a Met game, I would be losing my mind. I wouldn't even have a voice left if this happened in a real Met game. Not a chance. Stinks. Yeah, but one of the other things that really happened in this game was the classic It really messed me up because there were a lot of times where I felt like I had a location that I liked, and all of a sudden the ball just did not go where I wanted it to. Because at this point, I am just like super stressed. I'm like not even thinking about third quarter. I'm just trying to win the game because I really don't want to embarrass myself.
Anything to hit because he's a guy that really could just end this game. As I'm trying to throw it up and in, and Classic says, "Oh, let's throw it right down the middle."
My point proven. One of the other things I like that they added Juan Soto's little crouch thing he does while he's batting. That's another nice feature they added.
Oh, that's a strike! No, come on.
And I'm winding a lot now.
Oh man. Again, try to throw it up. He throws it down the middle. Of course.
Yeah, I'm heated. No doubt. No doubt. And, you know, this is like a full count, game on the line. He's fouling off pitches like the real Juan Soto. He is just grinding. He's taking walks.
In the outside corner for a strike. Way outside.
Yeah, I mean, Juan Soto.
Robles is running.
Yeah, Soto just.
This is Lugo.
All right, shut up, Frank. Soto has a great eye, so he's always tough to get out. But at this point, you know, I'm trying to go to Seth Lugo because
I don't want to lose this game. I can't lose.
This reminds me of when the Mets did the mic'd up and Dom Smith kept cutting off J.D. Davis.
We have the off day tomorrow, so that's good. That'll help, you know, make Lugo go 2 innings. Struck him out.
2 down. Yeah. So yeah, I'm trying to get out of it now. I'm going up against Kurt Suzuki. And I'm just trying to escape, keeping the game tied so I can get back to offense, try to get a lead and close the door. I already used Betances. I have the pitcher spot coming up, so, I mean, not going to be able to use Lugo either. So this game, it just got so much tougher than it really needed to be.
And he throws it right down the middle. 1-2.
I continue to rage.
Chuck him out. Let's go. Jeez. Sorry if I was too loud, but getting excited. All right, Austin Voth. Let's get him right now. Let's win this game. JD, let's go. Up the middle, base hit. I am going to pinch run for JD Davis here. Yes, let's do it.
Smart move.
I know Mickey Callaway would say, oh, well, 92% of the time it doesn't make a difference. I'm just going to go for Cordell so I don't have to use anyone important. I'll have Guillorme play.
I hope this didn't tape you guys because that was pretty funny. Because at this point, I'm not even focused on the recording. I'm just like so locked into the game. At this point, I'm just saying stuff. None of it makes sense. I'm just saying stuff, just trying to win the game because this is so embarrassing.
And Ramos drives it deep left field. Looking up, and it's out of here. A huge 2-run shot from Wilson Ramos. The Mets get back in front 8-6. Oh, man, I needed that. The Buffalo coming through big.
I sure did need that because or else it was just going to be a bunch of whining for the rest of the video and complaining and crying.
Such a big homer by Ramos. I needed that.
Yeah, because I'm a sore loser. I did not want to lose this game. It'd just be too embarrassing for me. Way too embarrassing. So, the thing is, with Dom Smith, I did horrible with him. I don't think I got a single hit with him in this game. Because I'm pretty sure I don't get a hit here. Because I just can't hit with him. And it stinks because, you know, when the season does start, I should have Conforto. And from the little I've played with Conforto just in my spare time. I don't know what I said. I do.
Keeping Cordell in left. I don't know.
Yeah, he doesn't. He's just thinking. But Conforto, I usually do pretty well. So that's who I would like to use instead.
That's the thing. Like the Mets defense just gonna be so weird. I mean, Conforto will be back, so it wouldn't be as bad.
There you go.
But
Conforto will be back.
Still, I mean, it would just be so interesting to know what it would have looked like.
True.
Man.
Yeah, so again, still just not hitting with Dom Smith. It is not happening. Trying to go, and same with Rosario. Had a rough game with him as well. No hits to this point with Ahmed. Definitely hoping for more. Because the thing is that, like, when you have the pitcher spot ninth, the bottom of the lineup was completely falling off because I was getting good stuff, obviously, from McNeil and Nimmo and Alonso.
Rosario doing absolutely nothing for me today.
Yeah, there you go.
Having a tough day at the plate.
But anyway, it's just like 3 automatic outs that would end the inning.
Line out in the video recently was that the thing with Rosario is that he's kind of just become this guy where he's like a first half guy, you know what I mean? Once the second half comes around, then all of a sudden that's when he does good. Like
Yeah, so like I was saying, Rosario is definitely a second half player. I'm
Now
trying
in
to
the
focus here, and it's
But like I
still
was saying
not
with
happening.
Rosario, the thing is that like he does really good in the second half, but not so much in the first half. So I really hope that doesn't happen this season. I don't know how the half's gonna work out All-Star break. It's all gonna be interesting to see. So Ramos gives us the lead. Now with everything going on, having a pinch hit for the pitcher, we're gonna have to go to Edwin Diaz. I know this is gonna be really fishy, but let's see what happens here. We're gonna have to make a lot of defensive changes here, though. So let's see what we decide.
I'm not sure if
We're
I
gonna
cut
have
this in the
McNeil
video or
move
not,
over to
but
third.
the thing is that I
We're
have
gonna
Edwin Diaz
have,
at closer because I believe this is what the
Cordell
Mets are going to do at
in
first,
left.
just to give him
We're
a
gonna
second
have
chance
Marisnik
because he
come in.
is very important to this team. If they
Then
want
we
to
have to
meet their
move
maximum
Marisnik
potential, they need
over into
Diaz to
center
be the
field.
closer and be the lockdown guy
I
that they
think that's what
traded
we're gonna
for,
rock
giving
with.
up so much to get him and taking Cano's
God,
money with him.
Diaz. A lot of pressure. See if he can get it done. Good start. Strike two. The 0-2 from Diaz. Misses ball.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
1-2. Oh, I thought I had him.
Nope.
2-2 from Diaz. Struck him out. 1 down.
At this point, I am just extremely nervous because none of us trust Edwin Diaz, and I'm so
with Diaz,
concerned.
he has to do a better job of using his pitches. I mean, in MLB, it says, look, what does he have? 2 fastballs and a slider. Like, it's just not going to get it done when they all come in at similar speeds. There's not much deception. I suck at this game.
He's not lying, he does.
Oh my gosh, man. If I could just shut up and focus, I could catch some fly balls. Oh my god. Am I not under these things?
Nope.
Anyway,
Again,
for Diaz, my main thing is I do not want to hang his slider because that's what hurt him so much last year. I don't want to have that happen and freaking tie up the game again because then the recording will definitely go out. And
that's the other thing
nervous.
too.
Now, please catch this.
Is that the way the PlayStation is set up, you have 60 minutes to record it. This video, like full without any cuts, is like 56. So I just
better.
made it
Trey
in the
Turner.
4 minutes. It was just so
Definitely gave them that
scary.
trouble last year.
And I had said it, but I recorded
Try
a
to get him
full
out here.
thing that cut out or whatever. So like I did a whole game screaming like crazy, whatever. That I won no problem.
Nationals
That
are down
didn't
to
save,
their
so I had to do it
last strike.
twice. That's why this got posted
We're
so much
going
later
to the
than I would have
slider.
wanted
Don't
it.
hang it, Diaz. Couldn't get him to finish. Try again. 1-2.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
2-2. Full count. All right, I'm trying, Ramos. I'm trying to calm down, but this game is really aggravating me. Now the payoff pitch. Struck him out, and the ball game is over. Put it in the books. The New York Mets start off 2020 on the right foot, winning 8-6. Continue playing well on opening day, which they have done in their history. A game that was too close, too many runs scored, but the thing that matters is the Mets get the victory. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Lugo gets the win. Unfortunately, I blew it for deGrom. Diaz gets the save. McNeil with the 3 homers. And Nimmo had some hits. And Alonso and Cano. And there's a lot of offense except the bottom of the order with Dom Smith and Rosario. And the pinch hitter, Matt Adams. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Until the next one, which will be the Saturday game. Have a